This is Debbie, and welcome to my Offbeat Journey to becoming a full-time location-independent freelancer. I'll be sharing my tips and tricks as well as the realities of this offbeat lifestyle. Hey friends, welcome to another episode of my Offbeat Journey. This is Debbie, and I'm so excited to talk to you about today about my journey into the location-independent lifestyle, into remote work and online business. I am so sorry I was not here for you last month. Everything was kind of crazy and no excuses. I completely forgot about it. So today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a really long time. And maybe that's why I forgot about my Offbeat Journey episode last month, because I was kind of in the thick of things. And I wanted to talk to you more about it. And today we're going to talk about why we have to stop living up to other people's expectations and start living the right lifestyle for us, right? And whether it is with business or with your lifestyle, we're often really sold in this idea that we have to live and work in a certain way. You know what I'm talking about. You see it on social media, on the news, from your family, from your friends. There's all these expectations, and maybe it's also ingrained in your mind, and you tell yourself those same expectations, those same messages that really at the end of the day is not what you want for yourself, right? And today I'm here to tell you to, first of all, stop living in the shadows of other people's dreams and giving you permission to start living your own. And I've honestly really just took this to heart and realized this and really understood that I've been doing this for myself too. And everything I'm working on, I've been really just trying to understand myself and how I can live for me. Right? Because before, when I was younger, my rebellion, I was always pretty rebellious. I didn't do what most people expected, but then I kind of put myself in that cycle. And every time somebody told me something and they pushed me to do something, or somebody bullied me to do something, I would do the total opposite. And I feel like I'm in some way, for some reason, it just caught up to me that I am doing what other people expect me to do. And it's the people who are in my niche, in my circle. So before, when I was younger, I was rebelling against my parents because they wanted me to have stability, 9 to 5. Oh my goodness, such horrible parents, right? Obviously, they just wanted to have the best for me. And I decided to do the opposite. I didn't do the regular 9 to 5 job, even in my regular day job, quote unquote day job. I always made my own hours, even in those jobs, but I made plenty money from them. But now I feel like it's the people in my industries, the so-called gurus, and the people that we think are super successful. And not to say these people are bad, because they're there to honestly help you. But I do feel like there is some type of expectation on myself, and I'm not putting this on them. I'm putting this on myself, because every time I hear about someone or listen to stories or hear people's lifestyle, I feel like I am putting myself in that same level, in that same level of success, in that same level of lifestyle, in that same level of work ethic. And when I put myself in that position, instead of being motivated, right? Being more determined, I actually became unmotivated, and it made me feel worse about myself. Even though I was doing better or I was making progress, it didn't make me feel like I had enough or I was enough. And what I ended up doing and realizing was that I started to mimic what these people were doing, because I felt like what they were doing was better than what I was doing. And what I was doing wasn't enough. So there had to be something wrong here, right? Instead of thinking in my head, Maybe you just need more time. Maybe you just need more persistence. Maybe you just need to keep going. And I know this. I'm an entrepreneur. Every day, there's always something that happens, and it's always an up and down. And I know this. But I think being in this grind, being an entrepreneur for so many years, and most of the time, you're always trying to reach for something more. You're never just okay with being where you are. And it's always about wanting something more, right? So I started to actually talk to one of my friends who was ironically in the same page, and we just let everything out. We were kind of, shit talking things, and we just needed to let things out. And we started to ask questions. We were asking questions about ourselves, about other people, like, why am I being led into a business model that I never even wanted, right? Like maybe somebody told you about their business and it seemed really like a great idea. And then you kind of get sucked into it. And I'm not saying this happens every time, because sometimes like this business is really right for you. And obviously that happens. But I'm talking about having that shiny object syndrome where you feel like this person is doing really well. You want to do that too, not because you actually want to do it, but because this person had success doing it, right? So we started asking, like, when we got sucked into something, or when we got kind of lured into that type of situation of a business model, was it really what we wanted? Or was it because, or was it because this was just something that seemed like a Band-Aid for what was actually happening in our own business, right? And then we also started asking questions like, why am I being pushed to make a certain amount of money that I don't even want, right? And when I say pushed, I don't mean, maybe other people are pushing you to do this. Maybe if you have gurus that you're listening to, maybe they're pushing you to do more, which is actually a good thing. But I'm talking about yourself. Like, why are you pushing yourself to make a certain amount of money that maybe you don't really even need or want, right? And why am I being sold, for example, on owning a jet, right? Sometimes you see that in commercials, all these things like social media, when all I really want for myself is to like the freedom to spend time with the people I love, right? I just want more time to do that. Maybe I want to go on vacation whenever I want, right? Do I really need all this money to have that? No, I don't. And I'm not saying not to want more for yourself. Absolutely want so much more for yourself, but it has to be the want that you want with yourself, right? And for me, I really had to think about that. And I'm like, am I reaching for things that I really don't want? Do I really want this when this is really what I want? Am I going left when I should be going right? So we really started asking questions, and then we started saying to ourselves, like, why am I living someone else's dream life? So today I'm asking you to do the same for yourself. I want you to start asking these questions. What am I doing today that is really for me and for my eventual goals? Am I going around in circles just so I can go to what I want? Or maybe there's a path that will lead me straight to it without taking all of these different detours that other people are telling you to do, right? So think about what you really want and decide how you want to achieve that. And if you need a guru or a mentor, find someone who has done that, right? Not someone who's going to tell you to do A, B, C, and D that you don't need, right? But obviously, it takes a lot of questioning within yourself. It takes a lot of self-clarity to really understand that. And a lot of times, it takes a lot of failures and a lot of detours as well. So you have permission to do that for yourself too. Because none of us are perfect. We're not perfect. Again, I'm going to say this. We're not perfect. But you really have to dig deep and ask yourself, because there's so many thoughts, so many things that we are bombarded with every day, whether it's within our family, our friends, online, our mentors, if you have clients, all of these things affect that, right? And it gets really noisy. It gets super, super noisy. And sometimes you just need silence, not just in your outer space, but also in your head. Because there's going to be a lot of doubts that is going to start happening when you start talking to other people and you're not really listening to yourself. So think about what you really want. Decide how you want to make money that's actually going to be making you happy. Because I can tell you firsthand, it really doesn't matter how much you make if you're miserable doing it. And I also had an epiphany that I wanted to share with you, which is, thinking about it right now, it seems super obvious, right? But I left a stable job, a job that I didn't hate, a job that seemed like the American dream. I had a great company that I worked for. My clients were really great, but I left because the way that I was making my money, I wasn't enjoying it. And I realized I found myself doing the same thing with my business. And I was making money doing something that didn't give me joy. And it started making me feel uninspired again. And that made me stop in my tracks. Because I didn't leave my 9 to 5. I didn't dream of this moment where I am now to be on that same stage again. So I'm here and I'm telling you from my personal experience, make the lifestyle that you want. Create income that's right for you. Not from other people's expectations, not because of these doubts that you have in your head, and give yourself that permission to live the life that you actually want. Not the lifestyle that you see other people pushing. So for me, every time I see other people doing well, I'm always happy for them. And then I move on from that. Instead of me saying, I'm really happy for them, how can I do the same? Now I think to myself, I'm so happy for them. Now, how can I do the same thing for my business? How can I make myself succeed in my business, in the business that I want to create for myself? So be happy for other people's success, move on, and focus on what you want. Believe me, once you're able to do that with yourself, it'll feel so much better. It'll feel like you, and it'll feel like a weight has honestly been lifted off of your shoulders. So I don't know. Are you with me on this? Tell me what your thoughts are on this. If you want, send me a DM on Instagram. I'm always there. You can go to instagram.com/ the Offbeat Life, or send me an email at hello@theoffbeatlife.com. Let me know your experiences. Let me know your thoughts about this situation. If you're in it right now, or maybe you're someone who went through this, got over it, feeling like you know weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. Like, I want to learn from you. I want you to share your experience, right? And I think it's really interesting when we shed all of this from ourselves and really start to understand us and what we want from us, you know? And I think that's when the real stuff happens. So yeah, I would love to hear from you. And also, I do want to know one more thing from you. I want to know if you want me to do my Offbeat Life journey episodes, like these types of episodes, just solo, talking about my epiphanies and all of my journeys with you more frequently. I would love to get your opinion on that if you want to hear more from me, or if you think one time a month is enough. So let me know your thoughts. Again, you can send me a DM on Instagram at The Offbeat Life, or you can send me an email at hello@theoffbeatlife.com. All right, everyone. I will talk to you again later. Bye. Hey, Offbeat family, I really appreciate you listening to this episode. I would love to hear more from you and what you think of the podcast. Suggestions on guests, topics we can discuss, or maybe you just want to be friends. Why don't we chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life, or send me a message at hello@theoffbeatlife.com. I can't wait to hear from you.